thanks for coming. Just waiting to be given the green light to start for the stream. So I've just got to stand here looking slightly awkward for a few seconds and then we'll get underway. Okay, welcome along to our Heston training ground for this afternoon's live kit reveal. The kit launch is this coming Saturday, 9 AM in the club shop and online as well. Thanks again for joining us. Really appreciate you being here. Hopefully you've had a look around some of the facilities as well and taken them all in. Obviously it's a training ground that we're all immensely proud of, and it's hard to believe we've been in here a week already because I'm not the only one that is still getting slightly lost. Okay, just before we get started, if I can just ask you to turn your phones off or at least put them on silent. We'll be revealing all the kits this afternoon. We're here, for those of you watching on the stream, we're here in the academy area of the training complex, and this is where the kids have to do the boring stuff and learn. Even the footballers have to do the boring stuff and do their education. They do it in this very room. So this afternoon we'll be revealing the goalkeeper kits, we'll be revealing the home kits, and we'll be revealing the away kits, and we'll be doing them in that order as well. So it's the away kit that will be dropping last for the 23-24 campaign. Huge thank you as well to Convivia for their continued support. The second year of a 3-year relationship with Convivia. It's great to have their support, and Roy, it's great to have you and your family with us and supporting us again this afternoon. Okay, before we go on to the reveal, I'm delighted to welcome for a quick chat QPR head coach Gareth Ainsworth. You can tell a ball hasn't been kicked. Everyone's smiling, everyone's happy. Eh? Before the season starts, everyone's relaxed. And for you, Gareth, I don't need to tell Gareth how to turn a mic on because he's a rock and roll star. So I'm confident. Let's test it. Let's see if you can hear us at the back.
Two.
There we go. Yeah. We're on. We're live. Okay, Gareth, thanks for joining us. Just firstly, have you got used to this new complex yet?
Thank you everyone for turning up as well, and the sponsors again. Thank you so much for your input. It means a hell of a lot to us, and we couldn't function without you. So first and foremost, thank you for that. And yeah, the training ground is it's an amazing complex. You know, it's getting used to it, and I have to admit that on the first few days I was turning left instead of right, and then turning around and trying to style it out like I meant to do that. So there's a few people gone the wrong way. But yeah, we're really appreciative of everyone. I'm sure there's some bondholders maybe in here as well. But I know the owners and the board, thank you very much, because we aim to make the most of this. It's a brilliant training facility, and as you see, the boys were making full use of the pitch. Well, the outside of the pitch anyway, running around it, and we'll get into the football pretty soon. But yeah, really amazing complex, and settling in has been quite easy for us this time. Yeah.
We've spoken about it over the past week in terms of this complex, and I know it's something that I think fans, the board, bondholders, everyone is extremely proud of. From your perspective, what difference does it truly make in terms of your ability to do your job?
Yeah, do you know, the layout was planned, the integration of the younger players into the under-23s, into the first team. That's happening, you know, that's happening so that the players who potentially will get some game minutes this season are already well integrated with the first team, so that's happening. Even the 18s can sort of feel it and smell the first team football and the reserve team football, which is what they want to get into. So I think over the long term, it's going to be brilliant for that. It's going to bring some of our academy prospects through. It's going to be that integrated team, that togetherness that we've strived for. But also on top of that, you know, bringing potential new signings down here, showing them that we've got a training ground ready for the Premier League. You know, not just the Championship is a fantastic carrot for them to sign for us. You know, and you know, there's no, you know, we're not hiding anything. It's going to be a tough challenge this year, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, the Championship's a tough league, and it always is every year. So I might need those little unbuyables that other teams think they can just pay money and get the best players. I'll work with the unbuyables, the culture, the you know, the way we go about things, the standards that we use, and this place, you know, I'm hoping you're walking around seeing it spotlessly clean, because the players, you know, they're really proud to be here, and I've told them, you know, if you're walking past somewhere and there's something missing or some litter on the floor, you pick it up and put it, you know, let's raise these standards for everyone here. So, so if any of you drop litter, I'll be watching, all right?
Yeah. I know one of the things you said as well is, I want these players to stay humble. They come into this incredible complex. Don't be getting too carried away. Yeah. Stay humble.
Humility is one of my main traits, you know, and I think that the moment somebody walks in here thinking they deserve this, they're not for me, you know, that we always want to strive and be better, and we've been given a facility to be the best we can possibly be. So I want the boys, you know, working hard, doing extras, and it's difficult sometimes when you know, you're in a pokey little gym, or you can't see the other boys, or there's a dark room here, or the facilities aren't great. There's no excuse now for them not to be here, you know, for as long as they possibly can be. We've got a fantastic gymnasium looking out onto the pitches. The nutrition hub there, where you've just been in the canteen, is just, you know, brilliant to be able to watch training, watch people, you know, working. The physio departments, the medical side, the recovery, everything has been really, really well thought into. And even though there's work still continuing to try and, you know, make those final touches, it's somewhere where the boys want to be, proud to be, and I want to be the best that they can be, you know, and that's really important. So, you know, like I said to people, a lot of people have said, you know, what's happening this season? And just patience, you know, patience with us. We're working really hard for the best for QPR, and come that first game of the season, the boys will definitely be fit. And there's 2 months of the transfer window left yet as well. So I'm looking forward to showing maybe 1 or 2 players around this training facility again, trying to get them on board to play for this fantastic club.
You've made 4 signings so far. Before I continue that, people go 4. I thought it was 2. And 2 on the pitch and 2 off the pitch. 2 on the pitch in Ziad Larkesh and Paul Smith, and 2 off the pitch in Ben Williams and Dave Waits. How important are the off the pitch signings as much as the on the pitch signings?
Yeah, the team off the pitch is the team that's responsible for the on the pitch team. So Ben Williams comes with a hell of a pedigree. You know, in the summer, it was an area we wanted to look at, and performance, you know, for one reason or another, injuries were too many last year, and fitness, I thought, could have been better. And we went through a transitional period, not just moving from Harlington to here. And that all these factors came into that. So now we've got this building now, we thought we'd get the best people in to run this building. And Ben comes from Ineos Cycling, which is, you know, he's got gold medals coming out of his ears, you know, with the people he's worked with. So very good at his job. He's going to get the performance side really spot on. And Dave, I've worked with really well on the grass as well. So he's the link between me and Ben on the grass. He does a lot of the work on the grass. You'll probably be seeing him on match days, doing the warm-ups, doing the little bits with the ball. So he links as well. And then talking about on the grass, you know, Paul Smith, I'm sure he's not a stranger to most of you. Exciting. I think he's matured. I think when you sign a player sometimes for his first contract coming out of his home country of Ireland, he's a little soon. He went on loan. He came to me actually at Wickham and done really well. But there's a maturity that they need to play in the Championship. And Paul's gone away, really earned his stripes with Leyton Orient. You know, got married, had a baby, lives local. So all these factors came into it that Paul would have been an ideal signing to bring back. If he hadn't have been here before, I still would have signed him. He's exciting. He's quick. When he gets the ball, he just wants to run at people and get past people. And I think we've lacked that a little bit. I played some great football, but just penetrating teams, getting in behind teams, I think Paul's a great player to do that. And then Ziad Larkesh, yeah, he's a player that we were a fan of in the summer, watching him at Barnsley last season in League One. He plays for France under-20s. You don't get in that side if you're a poor player, you know. And Ziad's going to get up to speed with us and the way we do things here. But again, good challenge for Ken Paul, you know, who had a great season at left back last year. Ziad's going to be adding some real quality to us. He's a good defender, but what I like, he gets forward and gets some great crosses in the box again, which is things that I think we can do more of this season, getting that ball into the box and hopefully scoring some goals. But yeah, it's the first 2. I'm sure there'll be more, without a shadow of a doubt, and I'm sure there'll be ins and outs until the end of the window. But we'll do the best for this football club. Like I say, there's no way we'd ever do anything to put this club at risk, and the people I bring in will be all for the culture that we create.
And in terms of the first week of pre-season, the first proper week, if you like, after initial testing, that was last week. What's your approach to that first full week of pre-season? Are any footballs out, or is there a lot of running?
No, the footballs are out. Yeah, we can't be that old school, but there is an aerobic base that we wanted to bring in, and Ben again done a lot of research on that, and the 4-minute time trial you saw outside there, that's backed up now in the week with 4 times 4 of those. It's a real tough session, and the boys have a certain distance they have to run, so they're not all going to run the same distance. Some are working just as hard, doing 4.5k, and some will do 4 3/4k. They're both working the same. It's just different. They've all got different attributes. They've all got different fitness levels. So that time trial is a really good one to give us a baseline. We've done all the testing, and hopefully we can get the boys as strong and as robust as they possibly can be. The footballs have definitely come out this week. We got Slavia Prague on Saturday, so we need to get the footballs out at some stage. And flying to Austria on Thursday again. Can't thank Ruben enough for enabling me to put this trip together, to get the culture together, to get the boys together for 10 days, and hopefully we can make the most of them being in each other's pockets, knowing about each other, fighting for each other, knowing what the club means. All these things that I want to bring to this place. And yeah, we hopefully come back from Austria, going into our 3 English pre-season games with a real bit between our teeth. And Watford, first game of the season, can't wait for it. It's happy memories of playing against Watford last year, and I want to try and get off to a good start.
You mentioned culture a couple of times. How do you create that culture that you want?
It's consistent behaviour, it really is. You've got to live it as you can write it down on a piece of paper and you can show it to people. You can do a presentation about culture, and everyone. There'll be a lot of business guys in the room who've done all these days where you go, until you start living that day by day, you can't really class yourself as a culture leader. And I really do class myself as a leader. And I will change the culture without a shadow of a doubt. These boys will be fighting for more than they've ever fought before, and also being proud, being humble, and tolerance of each other at the same time. All these words that we've used in our presentations. And again, when we get to Austria, we're talking about what the boys have said they're going to give us, and then we'll go into what we can give the boys. And it's all about giving. I don't want to use the word take there, because I don't believe in give and take relationships. I just think you give, and if everyone starts giving, then we'll receive anyway. And that's what we're trying to tell these boys, and not just in the football, the way they play, but the way they live their lives. Got some interesting characters, and they're all different. And my job is to manage them in the right way. There's again, people in the room will know this. You have all different types of characters. You have those that swim with the tide. You have those that create the tide, and those that try and come over the top of the tide. And you've got to make sure that the balance is right. And that's what we're doing. For me, recruitment and culture are absolute key. And then it's what they do on the pitch. We can develop with tactically throughout the season.
Last year proved to be a challenging season over the course of the season.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. But interestingly, the loyalty window for season tickets closed a couple of days ago, and we have sold more season tickets in the lead up to this season than we did 12 months ago.
Woo!
Hear that a lot around Heston. But that must please you greatly.
Absolutely fantastic, It just speaks volumes of why I jumped at the chance to come back to this place, because the fans are what is important at this football club, without a shadow of a doubt. And to know that we've actually sold more than we did at the same time last year, just brilliant, because obviously the optimism could have been kicked out of them last season with the finish we had. It was when I talk about finish, sort of post-Christmas, it wasn't great after that. But the 2 fantastic results away from home, in the last 3 weeks were just, I think, just a sign that perhaps we can compete at times in the right way if we get it right and we get the bit of luck we need. And I think the season ticket holders want to buy into what I'm trying to do here. I'll need you. I'll need every single one of you. So hopefully we can get a great start. But if not, get behind us still, because it's tough sometimes. But the good times are the best when you've stayed with us in the tough times. It's really easy sometimes to go negative and turn the towel in. But it's not mine. It's not the way I am. You know, I want you to stay positive, stay believing, because you know, over 10 years at my last club, I took them to a height they never believed would get there. And at the moment, there's probably a lot of disbelief that we'll ever get back to the Premier League. Not in me. Bit of time, I think we can do it at this football club. But again, it's patience, time, belief, and togetherness that's going to create that. I want to manage in that league one day, believe me, and I haven't got a better chance, or never had a better chance in my career, and I'm not going to let this go.
What can fans expect from the team this season?
They can definitely expect, like I say, fighting, scrapping for each other like you haven't seen for many a year, and also some penetrative play, getting around the edge of the box. You know, some clever play around the edge of the box, getting in behind teams. Definitely, I've spoke to Lyndon already about him, getting on the end of things in the box, scoring goals. You know, I want to be this action guy that we can get. I love getting the ball forward. I was a winger. I was a forward player. I love getting that ball at people and in their faces. You know, but also we can't neglect being solid at the back. You know, we must be solid. We can't be too open at the back at times. And we've addressed that last season. But I want you to be on the edge of your seats, and players like Paul Smith and Lyndon and Sinclair Armstrong, Chrissy Willett, you know, those types of players, Ilias, they get you off your seats, you know. I want to be able to get the balls to these match winners and then stay solid behind them and let them go and do their business, taking risks without any repercussion of anything from the boys. You know, that's the way we're going to play. We're all going to be in it together. Everyone brings a different piece to the jigsaw. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how these boys can adapt to the way we want to play. Great
stuff. Without giving too much away, you've seen the kits.
I haven't.
You haven't seen the kits?
I haven't seen the kit.
You're kidding?
No, I haven't seen the kit, honestly. I promise you, I haven't seen the kit, right? Somebody asked me in the corridor, why not? Why haven't you got involved in the kit? Listen, I get enough stick for team selection, right? I am not going to pick the colours we play in, all right? That's down to somebody else. So, yeah, I'm just as excited as you guys, but I had a sneaking suspicion I might have worn one of these kits before, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. But I was here 9 years, so it could be any kit.
Excellent. Put your hands together for Gareth Ainsworth. Grab a seat, we'll back there. See, we can't trust anyone. When we worry about a kit leak, we can't trust anyone. OK, let's get the ball rolling in terms of the new kits. We're going to start with the goalkeeper kit. It's been modelled not only by Joe Walsh, it's also been modelled by junior hoop, 8 years old, Alexander Conisby. Go, Joe. You stand next to Joe there, mate. Well done. OK, this goalkeeper shirt features in 3 colours, included a patented anthracite effect and additional alternatives in a vibrant pink and orange alternative. All 3 shirts will be able to purchase from the Stadium Superstore and online this season in long and short sleeve options. Joe, if you take a seat for us, and Alexander, brilliant job, mate. Grab a seat. You just jump in one of those blue seats there. Well done. Give it up for Alexander. Beautifully done, Alexander. Grab a seat for us there, please, Joe. OK, so firstly, to address the elephant in the room in terms of Seny Dieng not walking in, the internationals returned today, so the internationals haven't been involved in the kit launch in the same way. Ilias Chair, Kenneth Powell and Sinclair Armstrong and Lyndon Dykes aren't involved in the kit launch. Now we can move swiftly on from that. Well, Joe, firstly, coming to you on the new kit, what do you think?
I really like it, if I'm being honest. When I was younger, the pink one I've had a little look at, and it's quite bright, if I'm being honest. I asked my mum for a pink goalie shirt when I was younger. Luckily I got it, but she still hates me to this day because washing that, I couldn't do that. But luckily she fought through it, all the mud stains and stuff. But no, I really like the kit. It's a really nice design. Good kit this year, I think.
Excellent, and good for stain removal, as approved by Mrs. Walsh. Yeah. And for you, you've been with the club 2.5 years now after joining us from Gillingham as a 19-year-old. You seem to have grown another foot, but also, how much have you developed in that time? I know you work so closely, obviously, with Seny, with Gavin Ward as well. How much have you developed?
I think quite a lot, if I'm being honest. Whilst I've been here, there's been a lot of goalkeepers, and not just goalkeeping-wise development, like as a human developing, as a character developing, like, it's massive. Like, I've really come out my shell, I feel, with Senny, George, Joe Lumley, like, this list goes on. As you know, like, from last year, there was, loads of goalies. Yeah, I think as a goalkeeper, I've developed a lot, and it's keep going on with that, and it's just working every day with Wardy, with George, whoever it be in the club, and then, yeah, I feel like I've come along as a character as well. So,
just tell us about that relationship for goalkeepers, because it is so unique, and I still can't get my head around it. When you see outfield players, they're battling, but there's a few positions they can get in the team together. With you guys, only one of you's getting in, and yet when you watch you guys train, you're so incredibly supportive, and yet one of those players doing really well is actually to your detriment in terms of getting into the team. It's a really interesting dynamic.
Definitely. I think it's something that nobody will understand. If you're a goalkeeper, you understand it, because everyone just supports each other. Everyone wants to do everyone to do well. So I think being a goalkeeper, you understand what everyone goes through, what other goalkeepers go through. Even watching it on the telly, like you see a goalkeeper make a mistake, it's like, oh, like, you know that feeling, and everyone else is battering him. And I sit down, watch football with my granddad, my uncle, and they're like, oh, what's the goalie doing? And I'm sitting there like, no, you don't understand. Like, but no, it's just supporting each other. It's having a good group, which is the most important thing for any goalkeeper to thrive in.
Great stuff. You missed out on your debut. You can't have come much closer. Yeah. I mean, you clearly want your fellow goalkeepers to do well. When 5 of them get injured, you're thinking, I've got a chance. You can't believe you're one of those 5 injured keepers, and you're watching people get a chance, and then there's loans and emergency loans, and you're like, really, at this time? That must have been mentally tough. I mean, everyone was saying this is a crazy situation. You were right in the middle of it. How difficult was that for you? Because there obviously would have been that opportunity for you.
You know, it's tough. Like, I just wanted that to come so quickly. I think I'm quite demanding of, oh, I want to play. But, like, I was so happy for Murph. When he played, honestly, like, I was buzzing for him. Like, he really worked hard for that. Like, he's such a good kid. And I was so buzzing for when Murph played, because, obviously, David Marshall came in, then Kieran Westwood, and everyone was just dropping like flies. So it was like, oh, who's going to go next? Who's going to go next? But, no, I'm obviously gutted that I wasn't able to, but hopefully in the near future would be nice. But, you know, I'm going to carry on working and hopefully one day play for the club.
Absolutely, and you're still only 21 years old. What are your hopes for the upcoming seasons as you look to this season?
If I'm being honest, just like you say, make more progression, play games when I can. Football is a crazy game, so no one really knows what's happening at some points, but it's just waiting and seeing where any potential loans will take me. So yeah, it's hopefully playing as many games as I can.
Absolutely, and in terms of the loan market, when you've seen players go out on loan, obviously most famously Gareth Ainsworth taking a Eze on loan, and he's gone on to great things, and that loan opportunity could be an avenue for you.
No, 100%. I think last year I had a few loans where some went really well, some were a bit rocky, but I think that's part of the journey. So it's just waiting and just cracking on, getting in a good environment and getting playing. And
just finally, a word on Gavin Ward, who works with you day in, day out. He's a demanding guy, but definitely. How supportive is he?
Nah, top Wardy, honestly. I can't speak highly enough of him. He is just such a great character, such a great goalie coach to have. Like, you can chat to him as sort of one of your friends. Like, he genuinely is such a good guy. Works with us out on the pitch, but you know he's there off the pitch as well.
Great stuff. Give it up for Joe Walsh. Thanks. Grab a seat, please. Thanks, Joe. Thank you. Okay, our thanks to Joe. Okay, next up, we're going to go with the home kit next up. It's going to be modelled by Jimmy Dunn, Taylor Richards and junior hoop 10-year-old Shelby Gale. The QPR home kit. We'll just go on the points. Shelby, jump in front. That's it. Okay, 40 years on from the 83-84 season, our kits for the new campaign have been created to celebrate their first release. The new home kit is a tribute to the 3 historic home shirts worn during that season, featuring the classic blue and white hoops and red trim across the shirt and crest. Throughout the 83-84 season, a combination of shirts were worn with multiple colours used within the crest and its placement on the shirt. The shirt for the upcoming campaign provides a great representation of the iconic kits worn 40 years ago. Jimmy and Taylor, if you'd like to grab a seat for us, and Shelby, if you grab a seat down there, put your hands together for Shelby. Well done, Shelby. Okay, firstly, I'll come to you, both of you. Firstly, Jimmy, what are your thoughts on the new kit?
I think it's very fresh. I think the fans will like it. Let's hope it brings some success for sure.
It's tight, it's showing off the guns, isn't it? It's showing off the work.
It's an extra large.
And Taylor, you like the new kit?
Yeah, I like it. I like the red on it. It brings a retro kind of vibe to QPR. So yeah, it looks good.
Excellent. And what's the thoughts in the room on the new kit? Yes, there's nods. There's approving nods. It's always a gamble at that point. That's the first reaction. And Roy, you happy with the Convivia presence right across the middle? Looks great. Excellent. The key stakeholders in this room are happy. That's important. Okay, well, Jimmy, coming to you with regards to pre-season, how's it gone so far?
It was a steady build-up. The staff assured us that it's going to be a bit slower to begin with, but it will be hard in time, and they were right, because the last few days was torture. Today was really tough, and everyone obviously got to see kind of the runs we were doing with some of the boys today, so that's the kind of stuff we've been doing. It's been really beneficial.
Excellent. I knew it was getting serious when I saw you the other day not smiling, and I thought it must be serious. For you, and I'll come to you in a moment, Taylor, for you, Jimmy, in terms of last season, how tough, I know you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're super happy when it's a good, positive result, and it hurts you. I can see that when it's a poor result. How difficult was last season? We had the peaks and the troughs.
Yeah, I think the fans would agree that every emotion that you get from football, we felt that last year. I mean, we felt so close at some at the start of the season, and at the end of the season it was really sweaty. So emotional roller coaster, but lesson learned. I think the guys that remained in the change room that were here last season, we've learned a lot from it. So it's to be honest, now that we got away with it and we got through it, it's actually a really beneficial lesson.
When you say lessons learned, what lessons have been learned?
Thanks for that, Paul. To be honest, for me, it's a maturity. Like them seasons, I feel like you gain a lot more from than the quite easy, successful ones. You're going to have a mixed bag in your football career. So I think as I get older, if I'm trying to be a leader to a group, then they're the kind of experiences that make you who you are.
And do you feel you're moving into that role now as well? Because you've been here for a couple of years, you've been for a lot of experiences in a short space of time. Of course, your experiences before coming to QPR as well.
I think personally I feel really at home here. I've been here a few seasons. I think there's a really good player connection, player-fans connection here that you don't quite get with a lot of other clubs. So I feel that, and I really enjoy playing at Loftus. You know, when everyone's on their feet and they're getting behind us and we're making it exciting, I don't think there's a better place to play football.
And that Irish contingent in that dressing room is growing, isn't it?
Yeah, massive Irish contingency with the fans, and now that we've got Smithy in, I think he's brilliantly beneficial to the team. He brings a lot of energy to the changing room as well. He's a really lively character, so we're happy to have him. Excellent,
great stuff. And Taylor, coming to you, from your point of view, in terms of last season, it was a difficult one for you for a number of reasons. You had the injury challenges to deal with, but also you had a personal tragedy to deal with. And I think we can all be guilty of seeing people as just footballers and judging them for that moment on the pitch and not thinking about what's going on away from the pitch. But how challenging was that, particularly for your first season where you want to go in and show your new fans what you can do?
It was very difficult. I feel like once you come to a new team and you want to show what you can do and you're not able to do that for different reasons, as in I was injured quite a lot last season, so I came in there injured, and then my best friend passed away, so it was difficult to come into training and try and stay strong, but my teammates helped me, you know what I mean, they were with me at that moment, so yeah, it's just one of those things that it's life, so it's not behind me, but that last season's behind me, I want to try and push on now, so yeah.
And looking to this season and pre-season, like you mentioned the injury problems, are you looking at what you can do to reduce the risk of those injuries? Obviously, Gareth Ainsworth has worked at enhancing the already solid medical department we have at the club as well.
Yeah, since we've been back, the club has, the gaffer and the staff has tried to help me in terms of my loading and what I do to make sure that for the start of the season I'm as fit as possible and I'm available, do you know what I mean? So availability is the best ability, so that's what I'm trying to do. So the gaffer and the team, the staff are helping me. So
you spoke recently and you said that you don't feel there's much expectation around you and that could help you. Are you using that almost as a fuel?
There is expectation, but in my head that I'm just trying to take it step by step, be calm. I know my ability, I know I can bring to the team, so yeah.
Excellent. And looking ahead to the 10 days in Austria, you're looking forward to that? A good opportunity to get to know the group as the group changes as it does every season.
Yeah, it will be a good 10 days, you know, with the boys, get to know them a bit more, spend more time with them, and get good work in. So I'm looking forward to it.
What's your down sport? So if you're not playing football, you can't be wandering around a golf course for 4.5 hours. You're in the hotel room.
I'm terrible at golf, by the way. I can't play golf. I don't know how to play golf. I play basketball quite a bit.
Okay,
so,
so if you're in the hotel,
in the hotel, and
you just got to relax in the hotel in the evening, what game's been played?
I'm bringing my PlayStation, so I feel like I'm going to stick with that. So.
You can never outgrow a PlayStation. Excellent. Okay, please show your sport. Give it up for Jimmy Dunn and Taylor Richards. Leave the mics on the side there. Cheers, Jimmy. Thanks, Taylor. Okay, good stuff. So we've had the goalkeeper kit, we've had the home kit, we've had approving nods from everyone in the room. So we've now got the away kit coming up. What do we want to see from the away kit? What are we looking for? Dennis the Menace. Can you imagine if I asked that and it didn't work out? Okay, so next up, modelling the away kit, we have Sam Field, Ozzy Kakai and 11-year-old junior hoop, Tommy Doherty. Just grab a seat, you stand here in front of Sam and you stand in front of them in the middle, stand in the middle. Okay, the away shirt is an homage to the original Dennis the Menace shirt, widely regarded as our greatest ever away kit. In addition to the red and black hoops, gold detailing provides a more modern and premium feel to the shirt. Celebrating the 40-year anniversary, the Dennis the Menace shirt has returned with gold editions, including front of shirt sponsor, Convivia. Okay, Ozzy and Sam, if you grab a seat, and Tommy, if you just grab a seat back there for us as well. Give it up for Tommy. Okay, so Ozzy, I'm going to come to you first. What's your reaction to the kit?
Yeah, I'm loving it, yeah. It reminds me when I was a 9-year-old boy at the club. This was my first away kit, so yeah, I really like the colours. It's a good tradition and it's really QPR.
Excellent. And Sam, liking the Dennis the Menace?
Yeah, definitely. I've heard that comment a few times now, but yeah, like I said, I think it's really good, and hopefully, you know, it's a good kit to play in.
The best kits are the successful kits, right? And what are our thoughts on the away kits? Yes, we've got nods and claps, we've got thumbs up, yes. Excellent. The designer at the back is now relaxing. Okay, I'll come to you first then, Sam. Players Player of the Year, Supporters Player of the Year, Junior Hoops Player of the Year. Pressure's on, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Look, I'm very grateful to receive all of them, so yeah, I'm very happy with that. Obviously, more importantly, I want the team to finish higher up next season, so that's great, but it's a team game for me, and it's not about me, it's everyone's effort. So yeah, those accolades are really nice, but if the team does well, then everyone does well in my eyes. So hopefully this can be a really positive season.
And in terms of those accolades, which you can look back on in years to come, but are they put out nicely in the Sam Field home?
They're not out on display yet. I think if a few bad games start coming, I might have to put them out. But
reassure yourself.
Yeah, no, they obviously mean a lot to me, and they're in the house, and I think it's something I might look back when I'm a bit older. But I'm already thinking about this season now, and like we said, we're in the kit. The season's getting closer. I'm looking forward to it now, and just want to get going. Okay, and for you, we were speaking with Jimmy earlier. He's someone who wears his heart on his sleeve, as are you. How did you find last season? Well, look, I could be here for hours, and I don't think that's good for anyone's sake. I think the main thing, we need to learn the lessons from it, and there's a lot of lessons we need to learn, and I think if we get them right, this can be a really positive season and a fresh start for the club. So, look, it was an emotional roller coaster, and I think it's not something that anyone wants to go through again. Fans, supporters, staff, whoever you are. I think if we stick together with this, I think we'll be fine. And look, we all know it's a good club, and with this new training ground, we can see the direction it's going. So, yeah, I'm positive it can be a good season.
And just a little insight, if you sign a player, you often contact the media department at the other club and say, oh, what's he like? And we spoke to West Brom and said, oh, what's Sam like? Lovely guy. He will always do an interview, just great to deal with. Great, that's the sort of guy that we like at the place. We had an away game that didn't go particularly to plan. And we were waiting afterwards, went, Sam's our guy, we'll speak to Sam. And one of the physios came out and said, is Sam still in there? He said, yeah, he's coming out shortly. Are you planning to interview him? So I said, yeah. He went, no, just probably not this game. So it's fair to say that you get emotional as well if a result doesn't go well. Do you find that hard to put behind you, or is that part of your fuel for the next game?
I think the lads know me. I'm sat in the change room for about 2 hours after the game, just almost letting the game go. I don't like losing. I think they all know that, and they'll know in training as well, because I'll kick all of them. So, look, I think we all don't like to win, and we show it in different ways. And yeah, I show it in a particular way. And there's a ball there and a man there. Both of them are getting contact, sometimes not fairly, but yeah, none of us like to lose, and not like the way it was last season. So I'm sure if we've all got that winning mentality, then yeah, hopefully it won't be in that as many times this season.
Yeah, your first league goal on the road for QPR, you timed it well, Burnley away, to put us 1-0 up. When they equalised, what I remember is you on the edge of the area dropping to your knees. Now, was that because you were like, it was my goal that was going to win us this game, or did you think, oh, there's no way we're coming back now to get all three?
Well, I had a feeling after about the fourth clearance off the line in minute 4 of the game that we might win. But yeah, it was a bit of, oh, we've worked so hard for this, but credit to the lads. There was actually only one team who was going to go on and win that game, and it was us. And you could tell it on their faces. They had the champagne, they had everything ready, and look, they had a fantastic season. But we were the only team who beat them last season there, and I think we've got to take a lot of credit from that. And probably everyone's scratching around going, why can't we do that for the rest of the season? So yeah, I do remember dropping because it was such a good goal as well. Yeah. But it's one of them sometimes. But yeah, obviously when Chris Martin scored, I think we all could have kissed him. It was unbelievable. Yeah,
there was an amazing togetherness within that group. And how crucial is that going to be for the upcoming season?
Huge. You know, we're going to have bad points in this season as well. So we've got to stick together. And I think we got in a rhythm of winning last season, but we also got in a rhythm of losing. And in this league, Saturday, Tuesdays come around quickly. So you have to make sure you get out of it. And look, we fell off a cliff's edge at one point, and we've got to make sure that doesn't happen. We might lose 1 or 2, that's normal. It's getting back on the horse quickly and making sure you win the next couple of games. So yeah, it's massive, and I'm sure we will. I can already feel the buzz around the place that it will be like that.
Great stuff. And Ozzy, coming to you, how's pre-season going so far?
Yeah, it's a bit different for me. I'm still recovering from my injury, but I'm almost there, and I'm ready to go for the season.
So in terms of your recovery, how far away are you to returning to full training?
Yeah, I've been in mostly all of off-season, so I think in the next week or so I'll be training in back with the boys. I'm buzzing to get with them. It's been a long time, but yeah, that's where I am currently. And
you're like a kid playing football. You get injured after 3 minutes, and you try and keep it a secret until you're unable to walk much after about 40.
Yeah, I'm obviously someone I don't really want to come off when I'm on the pitch. So, I think I should have that time. But yeah, I put my heart on the sleeve whenever I play, especially for QPR. So it was one of them ones, but I'm thankful that I've recovered well and I'm almost there.
You made 23 appearances for us last season. How pleased were you with last season from that perspective?
Yeah, for me, it was an up and down season. I would obviously like to play more games, but I feel like whenever I did play, I did try my hardest and gave 110%, especially towards the end of the season. I felt I was building a lot of confidence. Hopefully I can bring that into this season as well.
And in terms of these facilities, you've been around long enough to see what's gone before. An upgrade on Harlington?
Yeah, a big upgrade.
I bet these academy kids, you need to go and say to them, you don't believe how lucky you are, right?
They're super lucky. They even got table tennis back there now. So I didn't have that coming through here, but I think it's the right step for the club. The club's going in the right direction, and this is very good for the community and the club, yeah.
And in terms of the upcoming season, Gareth Ainsworth has made it clear he wants 100% effort, commitment, leaving it all out on the pitch. That must be music to your ears, because that sums you up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think when every footballer, that should be a given. Like, we come to train every day. Like, we're very privileged, so that's the main thing. Yeah, the gaffer's made it clear, and I think everyone's going to buy into it. And
what are your personal targets for this season?
I want to play as many games as possible, help the team as well. Hopefully we can push up the table. That's the main aim, do much better than last year. Personally, I want to have a big impact in this club, and hopefully I can do that this year. You've
not scored a goal for 2 years. That's not too bad. You're a defender. But is that something that you'd like to get the odd goal? Because I think an Aussie Kakai celebration, you can't help but smile when that happens.
Yeah, I think I need to add a few more goals to my games. But yeah, that was a good goal back then.
It was, yeah, Stoke away.
I want to score a few more goals this year, add a few more assists as well. That's the target as well.
And how much are you looking forward to the new season?
Yeah, I can't wait to go. It's a good league, and I think it's going to be a very good season for us.
Excellent, fingers crossed. Put your hands together for Sam Field and Aussie Kakai. Maybe you stay there. I'm just going to move these out of the way. If you just jump up. Okay, and we're just going to invite Jimmy Taylor and Joe and our 3 junior hoops back up onto the stage for the final photos, and then we'll get some nice pictures of all of you guys. Up you come, and then you can jump in front. And put your hands together for the 23-24 QPR kits. So they're available from this coming Saturday online and in the QPR Superstore. The QPR Superstore is open from 9 AM, and those kits will be available this coming Saturday. Okay, cool. And if you want to come up and get some photos of the guys, you're more than welcome to do so as well. Thanks once again for joining us this afternoon. Thanks very much.